Happy Halloween. Today is the last day of October. The weather outside is gloomy. It's been raining all morning. Right now, I would love to be in my bed, being a blanket burrito while I rewatch Harry Potter movies. But instead, I'm here, about to walk you through my monthly reset routine. So welcome. Glad to have you here, and let's get to it, I guess. Let's talk about my productivity system and what do I do every month. I use two tools to help me stay on track. The first is Notion, and the second is my physical planner. The planner I love the most right now, Common Planner by Sterling Inc. This is their full year common planner, dated in V6 vertical. If you're into planners, this is the best. This is gonna be the first planner I'm gonna be using 2 years in a row. Definitely recommend. I use Notion for everything in my life, but when it comes to goal setting, I have a yearly goal template, quarterly goal template, and monthly goal template. So I do refer to it every single day because that's where all my tasks, goals, and everything lives. Physical planner, this bad boy is used for day-to-day writing down the tasks that I need to do. And then at the very back, there's like plenty of space for random notes. So when I need to write something down, I do it here. That's what you see. All the tabs. I also use this particular planner for tracking my drafting. They have monthly layouts that are so good, and I've been using them this year just to map out my drafting / revising schedule. As you will probably notice, I color code everything. So let's take a look at my monthly Notion setup. So here we are in Notion. Here you can see my monthly workflow template that I have. It's very simple. I need it to be practical while still being like aesthetically pleasing. I think I do use emojis, I do use colors, but that's about it. Let's duplicate a template for November because we will be planning for November. And then let me walk you through the monthly template itself. I love picking out the emojis. So we already used these for the fall. Ooh, yeah. That's the vibe. Okay, we have picked the emojis. The emojis are so important, okay? So this is the monthly template at the glance. I do write a message to myself every single month. It kind of centers me. Then I set 5 max personal goals, 5 business goals max. If there's more, no, there isn't. And I do like to do some end of month reflections. So I write down things I'm grateful for, and I do this throughout the month, not only at the end of the month. And then I also like to note down good things that happened. Here's just like a master task list, again, separated into personal and business. And this is a weekly breakdown. So every single week I sit down during my weekly reset, which video is coming soon, and make a list of tasks that I need to accomplish. I do have anti-procrastination sheet, which is designed based on this book. This is Cognitive Behavioral Therapy Bible that I read. And at some point, it has helped me a lot with procrastination because I do have anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, as well as social anxiety disorder. So this really helps. However, I haven't been reaching for it this year. Then I have my weekly reset routine. And again, the video is coming up, so we're not gonna go through that. And now we come to the monthly reset routine checklist because yes, I do have a checklist to kind of minimize the cognitive load and to make the sessions of planning my months efficient, because sometimes, like for example today, I'm super overwhelmed, and because I'm overwhelmed, if I sat down without a checklist and a concrete plan of what I'm supposed to do during my monthly reset, I would just probably not do it or get overwhelmed and just drop it midway. Okay, so let me walk you through the monthly reset routine checklist that I do every single month. First is obviously to do the end of month reflections. As I mentioned, I do them as I go throughout the month. However, I do like to sit down and do one last look and brain dump any thoughts that come to mind. Then I do review the goals from previous month, and I also review and update my 12-week year tracker, which I'll share with you in a moment. Once I do that, next on the list is to set goals for the new month. I like to do the master task list for new month. So I look at my tasks that are still left over from the previous month and I transfer them to the new month. And last is obviously to review my budget because I do use a Google Sheets template that I will share with you. Let's get through the checklist together and I will check in as we go through every single step. I'm gonna do the end of month reflections right now. So I don't think I'm gonna share the reflections, like the things I'm grateful for, as well as the good things that happen, at least not everything, because I feel like it's so personal. Like I do write personal things, crazy things sometimes. I feel comfortable sharing that kind of information online, even if there's only 5 people watching. I'll check in with you after quickly do the reflections. sections are done and it felt very good. Next on the list is to review the goals from the previous month. So we are going to do just that now together. So yeah, welcome to October. You can see here my message to myself. That it was a concept in the book. After I learned of that concept, changed my fucking mind. First, let's review my personal goals. I wanted to put 100 euros into investments, which I did. I wanted to lift weights 3-4 times a week, which I did. I wanted to be in my maintenance calories, which I did not. I had wisdom teeth removal and then I've been traveling, so I've been all over the place and I haven't been able to be in my maintenance. I know I'm overeating, but it's okay because I'm in the book. So now I wanted to put 200 into savings, which I have not done this month, unfortunately, because I had some business expenses that were a little bit unexpected. And then I wanted to apply for a green card lottery, which I did not do because it's not open. And honestly, I don't even know if I want to do that. So now quickly, business goals. Finish drafting Blood Queen and send it to beta readers. I did that first week of October. Come up with a revision plan for Masters of Blood, my old releases, which I started doing, as you've seen in one of the vlogs. However, I decided that I'm going to do a different kind of project. So that's a no. I did want to draft 30k words of Lost Prince, which is a third book in the Trials of Death and Honor series, which I did not do. I mean, here's the reality thing. Like, I had to kind of pivot. I tried to do it for a week. For a whole week, I worked on the outline and everything. It was such a fucking hassle and my brain was just not braining. So I was like, you know what? Give yourself some space. I did that and I think it was good for me. So the playbook and a blog is my day job related stuff. So I did accomplish that. I don't know how much I can share about my day job, so I'm not going to share anything. And then I wanted to finalize all the documents for a visa application process, which I did. This is also work related, so let's not talk about that. So the next on the list, the review and update 12-week year tracker. First, let me tell you what that is, because you might not know. This is a concept that I learned about reading this book. This is a 12-week year by Brian Moran and Michael Lennington. Super short, super good actually. It's been one of the most useful self-help books I've ever read. And their concept essentially is, instead of setting yearly goals and forgetting, because year is such a long period of time, they suggest operating on a mindset where your year lasts 12 weeks, which is approximately a quarter, right? This is a little bit of a extra kind of goal tracking system because you have to track things weekly and daily. For me, this is why it works. I've been following this system for 2 or 3 years now. It has been life-changing, okay? So if you read one productivity book in your life, I recommend it's this one. Let me take you to my tracker. As you can see, every 12 weeks, you set mini goals based on your yearly goals. So I don't refer to my yearly goals unless it's end of the quarter. I have 3 business goals, 2 personal goals. So personal goals are maintaining good habits, and then I wanted to invest because I want to get into the habit of investing in S&P 500. Business goals are to maintain $80 in royalties from Vicious Princess, and then prepare Blood Queen for release because it's coming out in January 2026. And then I wanted to draft 50k words of Lost Prince, which is the 3rd book. So every single mini goal has a weekly tasks that I need to do to accomplish this goal by the end of 12 weeks. It's very elaborate, so brace yourself. Currently we're in week 4. Obviously today's Friday as I'm filming it. This is all the things I needed to do to get closer to the goals that I set myself, and this is the frequency of these kind of like tasks that I need to do, and this is the end date because that's the end of the week. I tick off every single thing. As you can see, some of them are like completed, some are like halfway there, some are like, you know. So today already, okay, I did run the ads, talk, I did journal. I'm religious with this, okay? I make it my mission to fucking do them. At the end of every month, I kind of like to see where I'm at, and I like to review upcoming weeks. For November, so currently this week, we are on track. Everything is okay. Now for week 5, have post on Instagram. Oh yeah, because in November, I'm gonna be in the States. I wanted to post on TikTok myself. I have a VA that's posting for me, but that's a different story. Like, I like things organized, so that's why I do it like that. I'm a little bit obsessive with that, but while this helps me keep on track, I'm not completely crazy about like making sure that every single week is like 100%. I know myself, I know my capacity and everything. It's not realistic to be 100% perfect. So if, for example, like some weeks are a little bit lacking in certain aspects, like I don't beat myself up for it. Consistency and progress over perfection any fucking day. So that's what I'm focusing on. The tracker looks pretty good to me. I will be traveling for the remaining of the year. Right now it's last day of October. I am flying to UK next Saturday and I'll be back after Christmas, right before New Year's. So I know that, for example, some of my lifestyle habits like reading every single day or meditating, they're probably not gonna be accomplished consistently as if I was at home. I travel a lot, so I have a track record. I'm not gonna beat myself up for it. Next thing we have on the list is to set goals for the new month. This is always the most fun part of monthly reset, duh. And the way I set goals for the new month, I just look at my 12-week year and the mini goals, and I'm like, what can I do this month that's gonna bring me closer to accomplishing the mini goals I set for this quarter? If I want to invest 300 euros in S&P 500, this month I need to invest 100, right? So if I look at my maintaining good habits, right? So again, maintaining good habits in November, I know I'll be able to walk. That's always the easiest thing for me to maintain. 10K steps when I travel, easy fucking peasy. I know that I'm not gonna be able to track my calories because I'm gonna be eating at the airports, going for dinners. So there's no point for me to worry about that. Instead, I'm gonna focus on the habit that's super important for me is lifting weight. And I will be focusing on lifting 3 to 4 times a week, no matter where I am. And I'm gonna be in 3 different countries, so. I do wanna put money, 1,000 euros into savings. Honestly, I feel like when it comes to personal goals, that's all. I don't need to do anything else. This month, we're keeping it simple. Now, when it comes to business, prepare Blood Queen. So I need to revise based on beta reader feedback. The sequel is chunky. The sequel is like 140,000 words. It's super complex. There's 3 POVs, a lot of things to keep track of. I will be doing the revisions all month, and because of traveling, I am very, very fucking scared that this is gonna be challenging. Post 4 videos on YouTube because I just want to be consistent and I want to get into the habit of it. In terms of like, again, book business, I feel like that's all. Okay, I have publishing schedule as well that I follow. Let me check. I have November is to revise the new Blood Queen and brainstorm and what? Oh shit. I need to brainstorm and write Blood Queen bonus scene. That's an email list building. I already have an idea. I just need to sit down and draft it. Okay, I want to experiment TikTok myself when I'm in the States. These are 2 of my work projects that I'm responsible for that are pretty important right now. So I really want to make sure that I'm on top of it. Honestly, I feel good with these goals. So we can definitely move on to the next point. Now, the master task list. I'm not gonna be sharing my screen as I do my tasks because, again, it involves my day job as well as my freelance client work. I don't want to share information because I do get like nitty gritty into details here. I'm gonna do that off screen. I did compile the master task list for November. Last thing on my monthly reset routine that I have to do is the budget. I use, as I mentioned, the Google Sheet template that I bought. It's by Alex on Budget on TikTok. I think she's also on YouTube. Let me show you an overview of this template. I'm not gonna walk you through my monthly budgeting stuff because this is personal and I'm not a personal finance channel. As you can see, this is the budget template. Super aesthetic, like very easy to understand. So it is definitely my favorite. I'm gonna quickly go through all of my bank accounts and just put in my numbers for the month of October, and then I'm gonna look at what I want to do in November. And once that's done, we're gonna be done. So there you have it. This is my whole monthly reset routine and the things that I do every single month to stay on track and keep myself accountable on my personal as well as business goals. This system works for me and I've refined it over the last 5 years, and the system helps me feel in charge of my life. Sorry, the fucking sirens. This is what you get for living in the central of the fucking city. But as I was saying, this helps me keep my anxiety on track because whenever I don't do the monthly plan or even the weekly reset, which you will see in a couple of weeks, I am all over the place. My anxiety is through the roof. I'm like spiraling. So this is super, super helpful for that. And I'm yapping. I feel like I've been yapping for the last hour and a half or something like that. So obviously you're not gonna see the whole thing. I'm not gonna torture you like that. But yeah, thank you for sticking around and I will see you in the next video. Bye.